Alright, Garage Gang, it's Avatar John in the late night shop, where the only thing hotter than these charts is the Arizona asphalt. Before we jump under the hood, let me tell you a story. You know Christian, the engine behind our Alpha? He's out in Tucson tonight. Whole block pitch black. Power's been out for hours. Does he call it quits? Not a chance. Christian jumps in his ride and hustles across town to close a late night pokey deal. Pure grit, even when the lights go out. If that's not garage spirit, I don't know what is. So Christian, here's hoping you reel that one in and get the juice flowing again. Back at home base, Lulu snorting away at the charts, eyes bright, tail flicking, ready to lay down the technicals. And let's be real, tonight's market is the kind of chaos that gets the whole pit crew sweating. So here's what's really going on. We're staring down a record-breaking disconnect in the markets. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq both just ripped up to fresh all-time highs. Paint is still drying on those numbers, but under the shiny exterior, the engine's knocking bad. We just saw a jobs report miss by a country mile, 33,000 jobs lost when the suits were expecting a gain. And what did Wall Street do? Hammered the gas and kept on rallying. Why? Because the entire street is betting Jerome Powell and the Fed are going to show up with a rate cut wrench to fix it all. That's classic bad news is good news action, but trust me, this kind of hopium rally only lasts until someone cuts the brakes. One surprise from Powell and this whole market could end up in the gravel. Slide over to the crypto garage and it's just as wild. Bitcoin broke through 110,000 for the first time since June, looking like it's got rocket fuel in the tank. MicroStrategy's still stacking almost 5,000 more coins, treating every dip like it's a Black Friday sale. But here's the twist. Spot Bitcoin ETFs just broke their streak with $342 million in net outflows, the first time in 15 days. Weak hands bailed, but the big dogs like BlackRock's IBIT didn't flinch. Not a single coin moved. That's conviction with a capital C. Meanwhile, there's a token unlock storm brewing, $3 billion worth hitting the streets this month, led by names like Trump, Sui, Ina, and Zeta. Some of these are going to dump hard, so if you're holding, know your exits and respect your stoplights. At the same time, whales are quietly loading up Ethereum, Ondu, and Chainlink. Layer 2s like Arbitrum and Base, the smart money's getting in before the crowd even smells burnt rubber. Now let's talk about the new turbo on the block, Protocol Burns and Layer 2s. Arbitrum, Base, and Fun Token are out here burning tokens, making their supply tighter and their engines hotter. Solana's getting its first US-listed staked ETF. Robinhood's now letting you stake Ethereum and Solana innovation, moving at top speed. But remember, when those big unlocks hit, the smaller projects can spin out faster than a rookie at Talladega. On the macro side, the Fed is out here playing poker with a mark deck. Powell won't commit to a July cut. Bonds are whispering caution with yields creeping higher. And the VIX, our market fear gauge, is idling at 16. When nobody's buying protection, you know a big shock could be waiting just around the turn. Tech, it's the wild card. Genesis AI just bagged over $100 million for robotics. Microsoft is laying off about 9,000 people to go all in on AI, while TSMC just lapped Intel in the chip wars, locking up the whole supply chain for next-gen horsepower. Private money is still all in on AI, even as the public market gets spooked. Don't forget the geopolitical curveballs. The BRICS summit is coming, but China's sending their premier instead of Xi. Unity is more smoke than torque over there. And nobody's talking about the July 9th tariff deadline. If tariffs come in hot, this market could spin out and nobody's buckled in. All right, let's get greasy with the TA Lulu style, straight talk, no frills. On Bitcoin, we're hovering just above 108,000. If this thing can consolidate and get traction, I'm eyeing a move back to 109,100. If it fumbles, expect a quick slide to 107,800. So don't get caught redlining. Macro shaky, so even a little surprise can flip this chart in a second. Ethereum's acting like a muscle car stuck at the line. Lots of revving, not much lift. We're stuck in that 2,550 to 2,575 pocket. If we get a clean breakout over 2,576 and the RSI's in the green, I'm ready to give it some gas. But resistance is tight at 2,590. Can't clear that, step back and let it cool off. Solana's the surprise of the night. Higher lows all over the chart. Buyers stepping in at 151 to 152. If it retests 152.2 and holds, look for a sprint to 153.5. Volume needs to show up or it's a no-go. If it breaks, this could rocket to 155, but watch for those fake outs. She gets loose fast. Cardano, like a car trying to get out of the mud, lots of spinning but slowly grabbing traction. There's a strong support shelf at 0.566. I'd take an entry with a tight stop, watching resistance at 0.589. If she clears that, next bid stop is 0.6 flat. But if it loses that 0.566, cut it and move on. Every chart tonight is screaming the same message. This market wants to run, but the warning lights are flashing everywhere. Don't chase breakouts just for the thrill. Get confirmation. Keep your stop snug and let the volume tell you when it's time to floor it. Sometimes, just like Lulu says, the smartest move is letting the dust settle and waiting for the next clean shot down the straightaway. None of this is financial advice, just how I see it from the garage tonight, so keep your eyes up, your hands on the wheel, and your entries tight. Until next time, Garage Gang, this is Avatar John. Engines cooling, lights dimming, always ready for the next lap. And Christian, hope you catch that poke, and Lulu, keep sniffing out the alpha.